Welcome guys, and back with mods and custom stuff for PES 2021. This applies also to 2020 or 2019, etc. So what we're doing today is how to create a custom player, but there is a tweak to this. How to create a custom player that we can play on both Master League or becoming a legend. This is a player that we can attach. The way I'm doing it, it gives you flexibility so you can play it in BAL by choosing the player and not necessarily be at the mercy that the game is picking the team that they want once you pick the league. No, it's gonna be a player that you can pick where you want to play and what team and what league, etc. It will have a nice face because we're gonna do a trick that is within the game, a nice face, and also we can attach a mini face, although the mini face is exclusively for PC because you're making a little software tweak. So but this will apply anyways for both. What we're treating today, it will be for both console and PC, and you don't require no mods or no external software to do this. This is all within the game. So let's begin. And this is a player also that it can be a super player, superhero. You can have it 99 or more, or you just create a player that is gonna grow in becoming a player all within the Master League. And we'll get more as we go. Okay, we'll get into it. All right, so let me show you what happens when you go into becoming a legend. So when you start, you're given the option of doing an original player or an existing player. Do not select, and I repeat, do not pick original player. This is totally custom, and you will not be able to attach a mini face should you want to go into doing that on the PC. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Do not choose original player. You don't have all the options that you should have. So you're gonna pick existing player. So we want to go that route. But before we get started, we are gonna do our homework to create, or to generate the player that we're gonna call an existing player, if you know what I mean. So we're just gonna create within the game that player that is gonna exist when we go to it. So let's start it. We're gonna go to the settings area, and I'm gonna go edit. And as soon as the options come up, I'm gonna go after players, because I want to edit a player that exists. Do not choose create player. Just do edit player. We're gonna edit a player, and you see what I mean here. So let me just pick a player from a team. I want to play, let's say I want to play for Juventus. So I'm gonna go right to the team I want to be, because I don't want to leave it up to the game. I'm gonna go to Serie A, just right here. Whoops. Yeah, a couple more down. So I'm gonna go to Serie A, and I'm gonna pick Juventus. And let me find the team. And once I pick Juventus, I'm gonna select, all these teams will have players that are the normal players, and they will have some miscellaneous players, like maybe in the 60s or even the 50s. Okay, so here's Juventus. And perhaps, I can scan through this, but you know what? I'm gonna sort it out according to the rating that they have. So otherwise, I can keep looking around and find someone, but I'm gonna sort it out by the overall rating. So that's position. Well, let me just do position because I want to be a forward. So either way, you can pick someone that is a low rated player. For example, here you get Da Gracia. Da Gracia, for example, is a 63. So, and he looks with a normal fake face from the game, So he doesn't have a nice face, and I apologize, I'm just saying, you know, he doesn't have like a nicely built real face. This is automated from the game. And I'm gonna check. Let me see, is there anybody else that I want to use? I probably just use this guy, but I could use, you know, there's a 63 there that I could have started with him. I could start with any of the other guys that are pretty generic, and I don't mind if I alter those guys because I'm gonna create my own player out of this guy. Okay, so like I said, you could have done overall rating, you know, and let's see, and then you got some other guys, you know, from 58, and sometimes those guys you cannot find the ID number, and I'm gonna talk about what the ID number is, but for purposes of this, you know, any of these guys with very low rating probably doesn't matter. You can pick one of them and totally customize to be your superhero, basically, or the player you want him to be and how you want him to look. Okay. All right, so before we can move forward, let's go to pesmaster.com because I need to show you something that is important if you're gonna put a mini face or whatever else. So here when PE Master, you open the page, everything is turned into eFootball 22, but at the top, you can select PES 2021 there. So I'm gonna pick this because I want to go to the database for PES 2021. When I hit that, you see this button right here, all PES 2021 players. Now I can search the player that I want to mess around with. All right, so the team, I think the easiest thing, I'm just gonna put Juventus here. I'm gonna scan through the players because sometimes you type the names and if you don't type it quite right, it doesn't pop. So I just go after the team and see if I can find them because there shouldn't be that many players anyways, after all, right? See if we can find the Gracia here. Where is he? Maybe, I know he was a low rating. Let me see, just filter here for the low rated ones. Oh, there he is. It's down there. So let me highlight it for you. It's right here. Okay, so if I click on this guy, I don't know why the faces are not showing. Maybe this is not updating properly, but anyways, let me just click his name here and get his details. Okay, so here's his card. He's rated at 60 here. And the Gracia, you see at the top on the string here, on the address, there is a number there. This number is the player ID. And that number, you want to write it down. You also want to write down the name of the player, just to make sure you can. I usually just take a picture with my phone, so I have it for the record, all the details, before I start messing around with the name of the guy and changing everything, so I know who he was and all the specs for him. So anyways, there you have it. That's the guy you want, in this case for us. So if I was gonna move forward on the PC to put a mini face, I'm gonna need that number so I can link it to the mini face. Anyways, we're good with this. I captured that. So let's continue with this video in terms of how to customize the players. All right, so we're back here and we got the Gracia. For some reason, yeah, he's 63 here. That's not quite matching. But anyways, let's trust that indeed that's the guy, right, in the team. So let's start modifying this guy the way we want him, and you'll see the trick that I do in terms of making it look the way I want him. Of course, you can change his look manually, you know, the face, the eyes, the hair, etc. But, you know, at this point, you know, I'm gonna show you step by step. So in the appearance, if you wanted to do manually, fine, you can do it, and you can select face, you can change things like, you know, the eyelids, you know the drill. You can go through here. Let's change the color of the eyes, just for the sake of completeness, and you can try to make him look like you if that's what you want it to do, because we're talking about here that's something that we can apply on both the console or the PC. So with the native software that the game gives you, these are things you can do. And did you know on the hair there's that special, and you go in there, you can actually select more options for the hair. See that? So you can just play around with this and have the guy look somewhat to your needs. Something that makes you happy. You know, like he looks like Rabbit there. Okay, so that'd be one way to do it, right? But I have a trick for making it look like a cool guy, and just a figure of speaking. So let me show you how I do that. Okay, so that was the hairstyle. All right, so what options we have? I can come back to the guy, and this is how it's looking right now if you were to do it manually. But what I want to do is to pick like a cool face, someone that, you know, I say, oh, I want to create my own player, but I want to have an in-game face that looks cool, that looks more natural, all right? So what we can do is to go under Edit Player here. I'm going to go into the base copy. And what this is going to do is that I'm going to go and look for a player that I'm just going to copy everything from that player. So let's see if I can find a player that has a face like this guy, like Hoed. You know, a cool face. So we can make him the base copy, and our guy is going to copy all the features. And now here he is. This is the Gracia. But now everything changes, because the base copy will copy everything, including the position he plays, everything. But all those things, other things we can copy. We can edit. But we just copy his face, so in the game he will have this cool face. All right? So now we're going to start changing everything the way we desire. So I'm going to start with the player name and go down through basic settings, the position, etc., to see how I do it. So over here, so I'm gonna type a name. So I don't know, I'm gonna call it maybe we just call it cool player, you know, we just call it cool player, maybe uppercase. I don't know what the cider, every time I hit the space the cider will pop. So on the commentary name, this is what the commentators would call him. There are a number of, there's a little database. If you look under P, there will be all these names that the name already has in the software that can be called out by the commentators. So I'm trying to see if there is a player anywhere, but no. Or under cool, anything that looks close to cool. Or a nickname that we want to give him, you know. But I'm not finding anything. Clichy, Coco. Should we name him? How about if we give him a nickname Coco? Yeah. Then the commentators will call him Coco. Man, I don't think I want that. So anyways, or you can just say no commentary. That's fine. Then on the uniform, obviously we want to change that, and I'm just gonna call him player. My Gary Player, the golfer. So on the national team, I'm gonna put player as well. And there you have it. We have officially changed his name to Cool Player. So let's go to basic settings. This is where you know, his background, I don't know, I'm just gonna keep it simple. Where is he gonna be from? I don't know why I'm thinking about this. I just select Iceland, and the age. Why Iceland? I'm gonna pick a team that will have. Well, they do have a national team. Andorra has a national team too. So, okay, a very young age. I like to put on the teens because if I want him to, he's 76 already, but I will need to change that because he's the center forward. So we're gonna have to change the skills and everything. So playable position, obviously we need to switch this to, I'm gonna put A to be a forward in any of these areas with A grade playability. Then under abilities, this is where things happen. Let me change center back. He's not gonna play center back. That's C is the lowest one. So under abilities, player skills, playing style, this is where we're gonna make this happen. So what I like to do, if I like to do a player, a career, becoming a legend, or even the Master League and wanted to grow them, I usually like to start my players like at between 75 and 78. And if they are 17 years old, 18 years old, you see that guy growing. If he's scoring goals and doing very well, you'll see him grow from probably 78 to like 80, 84 in one season, you know. And then it will be slower, obviously. So you can tweak all these things. Some of the key ones would be speed, acceleration, offensive awareness is important. I like him to be a good finisher and have good heading. And then the other ones are important too, but here's set up at 78. If I start with him like this, he can grow and we can monitor his growth. But now, you can make him be a super player, and you'll have to move all these things up. So as it is right now, let me just start from the bottom here. Injury resistance. I don't want to get injured. So I'm gonna up this conditioning, the non-dominant leg usage and precision to be good. So he's still 79, so that'll be cool. But I want him to be like a super good, like a high rating player. If you want that, look what you can do. You can just check it out here and start bringing all these things up. As somewhat, you know, I don't put them all at 99 because that's gonna be, I don't know, I feel like that's too unrealistic. He can be like super good, but have some areas where he can grow, because maybe that can, you know, within the game you can help, you know, you can help him go up, even if it's slowly, because it's gonna be so slow, because if it's that high of a rating, you barely see him move. But anyways, at least you can see some progress. So I'm leaving a couple of things a little bit lower, but a couple of things are really in the light blue area, you know, above 95%. So if we do that, we're gonna have a super high player. Let's see how much we got. We got 98 right now. He's a monster. So here it is, guys. If you want to start with a player with this rating just to kick ass, there you have it. And you can do it. I mean, that's up to you. So I'm gonna pick a few of the player skills because these are critical on making plays. And the guy was a CB originally, so now I want to make sure that he's a great at hitting penalty kicks. Let me see anything else. Up here, yeah, one touch pass, one time shot, the heel trick, acrobatic finishing, long range, of course, chip shot, heading, be good, step on the ball. We got one more to add. Yeah, I like this one because you receive the ball and then you can turn around the guy and shoot. So there you have it. And then in playing style, either it has to be something associated to a center forward. And finally, when you're not controlling him directly, he can do all the things and get in positions. So I'm gonna pick here definitely a long ranger, long ball expert, speeding bullet. I get that. Yeah, that's good. And then under appearance, now remember this is already a guy that was already fixed, but we cannot change the face. Face is already made for us, but we can change the height. I'm gonna keep him at 183 and then lower his weight a little bit. Let's do this, and I think he's pretty good. I'm not gonna mess too much with it. This is for you guys to notice. And then you can change obviously the uniform. Let's start with the boots. I do have a nice database here for the boots. I got a server. So why don't we just pick this one? Very colorful, looks cool. And perhaps the sock length and the sleeves, I'm gonna make them long there. Those are the options I got. And I think, yeah, he's pretty good there. So I like that as a forward. Now motion, just so you know, yeah, the hunching, you can change that. Of course, you guys know this stuff. Let me just pick one that I'm comfortable with. Not that you notice a whole lot in the game. I think the most important one for me is really the celebration, of course. Because there is one particular celebration, which is Cristiano Ronaldo's celebration in the corner. So, and I already know what number that is. That's 109. I think, if I remember right. Let me just get there. Let's see if it does the. There we go. Yes, that's it. So that's gonna be my goal celebration. Okay, we got it. And of course the base copy we already did. So we got our cool guy. He looks a little bit like Timo Werner. Well, anyways, so we got the guy, guys. And there are all the guys there that could have used a face, but now this is our cool guy playing for Juventus, and he's ready to go. He's ready to go. So we can exit this. I'm just gonna save. Not, you know, the game saves automatically. I don't know why they, you know, I guess they have this option and you can keep going back to do more edits. So let's go to the top menu. So this is what I was saying. We already customized the player, but now he became an existing player in the roster. And you can choose a player that is already in the team that you want, and the team, you know, in the league you want, and he's customized to be a superhero if you want him to be, and you got the cool face. The only thing we don't have is a mini face. So if you go to become a legend and create new, let's keep this. You will, that's what I was saying. You do not pick original. You pick an existing player. You did your homework. Now you pick existing player because now you're picking exactly where you want to be, the type of player you want to be, and then the league that you want to be. So there it is, and the guy will be here. Now, remember that these rosters, once you start becoming a player, you cannot go back and change abilities and the specs on the guy. You can change some of the appearance and the uniform, but you cannot change the abilities once you start, okay? So here it is, the cool player is playing for Juventus. So very nice, and he's a 98. All right, so that is him, and I'm sure he'll be called for the national team anyways. Fresh season, fresh expectations, an 18-year-old that is already a 98. All right, so now this guy is there. And if you wanted to do, which is what I do, usually this is what I do a master league that includes a player that I created. And I basically play and become a legend and master league at the same time. So I'm gonna pick a club team lineup. And if I pick Juventus, the guy is gonna be right here. Unfortunately, he's over there. Why is he not? Where is he? Oh, there it is. Cool player is here. And I'm gonna replace him. Unfortunately, the mini face doesn't match the guy. If you can live with that, this is all you can do on the console. On the computer, and that'll be a topic for another video, we can attach the right mini face to match the in-game face. But that's another video, okay? I wanted to keep this with what you can do within the game. So there's cool player playing in my master league. And if he was a 78, for example, I see him grow. I give him the ball more. I give him more chances so he can grow faster, which is what I like to do in my own personal gaming when I'm playing offline. Okay, guys. So that is why do not pick original player. You're gonna go after an existing player that, in quotes, we actually worked on to create him, but now we can go and fish him out as an existing player. And it gives you more options. It gives you more options within the game. I hope this is helpful, guys. It addresses building a player that is like a hero with all the abilities you want, playing where you want it, and of course, if we want to, you can play in a Master League, or you can play him on becoming a player, a legend, and if you want to add a mini face or choosing different faces in the game faces, those are mods that can be done in the PC. So for that there will be another video, but I wanted to keep this one for both guys playing with the console or on PC using the PES 2021 software. This content is also similar because there were no changes between 2020 and 2021, or even 2019 has kind of the same features. Okay, and I don't remember if even 2018, I'm sorry. So anyways, I'll leave it at this, guys. I hope you give it a thumbs up, and I hope that the content, you have any questions, please just contact me. I'm usually better reachable for individual, on the Insta, app messenger. And well, guys, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.